Uh-oh, there's 10 minutes on the clock. It's time for MobilityWOD at CrossFit Unlimited. We are with the super coaches of CrossFit Unlimited. And who do we need to say hi to tonight? Special shout out to Kathy Mitchell in San Francisco. This one's going out for you. That's right. Okay, here's what we're going to work on tonight, gang. What we've got going on is we're going to work on trying to free up the scapula tonight. Basically, you can think about your scapula as like a floating shoulder joint that kind of orientates itself onto the back. And sometimes this hip joint, for lack of a better word, gets stuck into a bad position. When the hip joint's in a bad position, all of the musculature that controls the scapula is weakened in bad position, and then it also biases the shoulder into a bad position. And so what we're going to try to do is restore this motion and then unglue some of the tissues around the scapula in the back. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to first take a lacrosse ball. We're going to lay on our backs and put the ball right on the rib. And so what's going to happen is we're going to start here, but ultimately we can run all the way up and down anywhere near where the scapula is, but somewhere between the spine and the scapula. So let's start with there. Go and lay on your backs, gang. We've got our crack CrossFit Unlimited super coaches. Remember, we're trying to keep the rib cage down. What we don't want to do is tilt and let that rib cage fly. We're going to start with the arm across the body. Arm stays straight, and we're going to come right up to the ear, trying to be as close as we can. And when you hit that block spot, kind of oscillate there and come on back out. Hit it again, come back in, and we're just going to oscillate back and forth, kind of working on that rib. And if you're in good position, you're able to keep that rib cage down, working on that beautiful hollowed position, you end up, we want this ear right by the arm. And you'll notice that this is a beautiful position. The shoulder is very active, and what's happening is the athlete is having no problem here. She's able to mobilize to the bottom. So we're going to go ahead, and for her, we would just move to a different rib. We don't want to try to make the pain face. If you see a distance between the ear and the arm, we want to close that up. So we're going to come back across, arms stay straight, and we're really going to push up to the corners. Oh, he's trying not to make the pain face. Don't do it. Good, come on out, right? And we're going to spend now 5 minutes, left arm and right arm. But you can decide what you want to work on. This is pretty wretched, but you'll notice great position with the rib cage stays down, arm is pressing overhead, and she looks like a Zen statue. Suffering is internal and it's external of the mind. It's not a problem, it's a construct of your brain. So stop suffering, okay? So check that out. So we're going to go. We got left side and right side. This is homework number 1. You got 10 minutes total. Homework number 2, come on up. You'll notice these guys have these jump stretch bands anchored about shoulder height. It could go lower. This just happens to be convenient, but on the doorknob would be fine. So watch what they're going to do. They're going to grab that strap. They're going to hook their hands to it. This looks like that flexion. We're going to tie into that flexion, our last thing. So go ahead and turn around. You guys put yourselves in that arm behind. It looks like the front rack. And one of the things that we're going to do is try to bias this external rotation by turning the palm up. We're going to hit all of this. Remember, we've seen this flexion piece before. What we're going to add tonight is, remember, we're talking about the scapula, less about the issues in the front. So we're going to catch all of this like we did before, but now the head is going to go to the corner, and he's going to put his hand gently as a weight almost, but just passive, and we are going to wind up the levator scapula. So what's going on here is that the shoulder is pushed into a good back position. It's wound up tight, and that lengthens this levator scapula, which attaches from the neck to kind of this medial superior border of the scap. So by pulling that back with the strap, we're able to orientate that thing in an advantageous position where he can tuck the head into a little bit and just casually look. He can change his head position as he wants and go hunting, but you can see that this is a really nice way to tie in the neck. Also, you'll notice that this athlete has her neck pretty vertical. She doesn't really have to hork her neck joints, closing off those delicate facets. Palm is up, she's comfortable with the shoulder, she's added a little stretch there, and then she goes hunting. So that's homework number 2. You got 10 minutes to mess around. This is like a magic stretch that really captures this piece of the neck that's so difficult. That levator is an important force couple. It really works to upwardly rotate the arm into a good strong position because it has such a powerful attachment. So by biasing this and kind of creating some space here, we're going to get better overarm position. Number 3. All right, guys, go ahead and get in the wound up position. So here's what they're going to do. They're going to back away from the wall. Back away from the wall. Good. First motion is that's the load. They just get some gentle distraction. They don't need to be sketched out, but you just want to load that arm, let it feel like it's getting pulled out of the socket. Hand gets pulled up. And what I like to do is take my other hand and put it on top to block it. And what's happened, as soon as they put the hand on top, they start to turn away. Go and turn. And that's going to start to load the back here in a nice way. Do you feel that? And we get this really great lengthening through these external rotators, which are always working so hard to kind of counteract. So you might feel a little pull in the delt, and as it comes back around, that's teres minor, infraspinatus, right? But that's what we're looking at, below the spine of the scapula, and this teres minor underneath the big teres major rhomboid bulk. So we turn in the hand up. That gives me some nice external rotation business, right? And then they just rotate around, and imagine this thing getting pulled off your body. And you can adjust the position a little bit if you can imagine twisting and trying to turn away and getting that thing to come over your body. So come over your hand, you guys, and see if you can just get your body, take your other hand and go over your hand and twist down. So that just twists a little bit lower. And what we're doing now is the informed freestyling. Don't let anything go numb. Maintain the Zen goddess statue, suffering faces. Cool? So go ahead and hop out of there gently, guys. That's 6 minutes. And then move your arms around and tell me, better, same, or worse. What do you notice? What was that? Much better? You heard it here. Thanks, coaches, and Kathy. Good night.